Okay, so when I signed up to do this talk, I had no idea what to talk about. I mean, I have not had exactly my best business this past year. And so what was I even qualified to talk about? So I asked my friends, my accountability partners, and I won't tell you exactly what they said. Diane knows because I texted it to her. But they basically said, Jen, you make lemonade. No matter what the sour grapes or the lemons that you have sitting in front of you, you know how to make lemonade. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And we're going to talk about taking what life gives you and turning it into something amazing. So it's no secret, though, that right now, this week, we have been hit with some challenges in our business. That's kind of an understatement, I think. And right now we have two choices, and we can grumble and we can be in the dumps, or we can find the good and see what positive will come out of this situation. So think about it. If you post something on Facebook and it's quote unquote just venting, and then you let it roll, so many people are probably going to jump on your comment, and they're going to comment and they're going to validate your grumble. But truthfully, you have actually just made the entire situation worse. Do you feel better? Nope. Is it a solution to the problem? Nope. And has your situation changed one bit? Nope. All you have now is a bunch of people sitting around, quote unquote, venting about the sad state of things. This is a danger. This is the danger in letting dissatisfaction take hold. It has the power to bring you and others down. So I am pretty sure that's not what we want to do. And I'm not saying that it's not okay to be sad or frustrated, because those are human emotions and you should definitely feel them. But after you feel them, then you need to get to work on that amazing lemonade. So let's talk about option number 2. How do we find the positive in the midst of frustration? So I have 4 ways to do this. Now, I'm sure there's 1,000 more, but these are the 4 things that I do to keep myself positive. And I think if I were to pass away, then one thing people would say about me is that I am positive. So I've heard it many, many times in many situations. So the first thing, feed yourself with positivity. John Gordon wrote a book called The Positive Dog. He wrote a lot of books, actually, and they're all about positivity. But we're going to talk about the positive dog. So we all have 2 dogs inside of us. One dog is positive, happy, optimistic, hopeful. And the other dog is negative, mad, sad, pessimistic, and fearful. And these 2 dogs often fight inside of us. But guess who wins the fight? The one you feed the most. He says that research shows that we can develop more positivity in our life and share it with those we live and work with. The more we feed the positive dog, the bigger it gets and the stronger it becomes. So, how do you do this? Only let the positive in. Listen to positive podcasts. Listen to uplifting music. Read books that are empowering. Follow positive influencers on Instagram and Facebook. Here are some of my favorites, and I'll say them slowly, but I am going to post the notes, so all of this stuff is in there. So I love Jay Shetty. I like John Gordon. I like Trent Shelton. I like Dave Hollis. I like Ben Lionel Scott, and I like Ed Milet. And I'm just now realizing that those are all dudes. They just are really positive, though. I do have some women in my feed. They just are kind of more businessy, and so I didn't want to include those because I really wanted to focus on the positive ones. So there are positive women out there. So that's not an exclusive list. Those are just the ones that came to mind when I sit down and think about my favorites that feed my positivity online. All right, so there's also an element to this. We just talked about what to start doing. Now, what do you stop doing? Here's what John recommends to starve the negative dog. Turn off the news. Don't participate in gossip. Turn complaints into solutions. Identify the negative stories you tell yourself and replace them with positive stories. Replace fear with faith. See negative people as teachers who help you become more positive. Choose positive words instead of negative words. And then I have a link in the notes to a Feed the Positive Dog action plan, in particular if this is very hard for you. Okay, number 2 of things you can do. Evaluate your mindset. There are 2 kinds of mindsets that lead us to frame our thought process. A fixed or a scarcity mindset is one that sees a wall. You might think, there's not enough for me. If I share, I won't have enough. I tried that and it didn't work. Somebody else is already doing that. There are too many other people doing that. I don't know enough. You get the idea. It's a negative view on whatever it is that you're experiencing. Now, the flip of that is an abundance mindset. An abundance mindset knows that it is all a matter of perspective. An abundance mindset sees possibilities and potential. There's plenty to go around. When I share, we all win. I'll try that again, but this time with a twist. There's room for me. There's room for everyone. I can learn new things. Belief is everything. We block our capacity when we worry about things like money, other people, if we are worthy, if we are capable. We literally block all of the positives from coming to us. And when you build an abundance mindset, you build energy, and energy attracts people, things, and greatness. And just remember that nobody wants to be an Eeyore. So how do you do this? Start with gratitude. Gratitude has the ability to rewire your thinking. It's super hard to be negative when you are focusing on the things you're grateful for. Keep a gratitude journal. Every day, write down at least 3 things that happened to you in the last 24 hours for which you are grateful for. These are not big things like your husband, your house. Those, we know you're grateful for that. These are small things like puppy snuggles, a short line at the grocery store, your favorite green pen, that cup of coffee you had. You get my drift. I have a $5 journal book from Walmart that I write 5 things I'm grateful for in every day, as well as 10 affirmations. And I'll talk a little bit more about affirmations in a moment. So what do you stop doing? Stop comparing yourself to everyone else. Stop being jealous of other people's success. Good fortune, stop being jealous of other people's success, good fortune, gifts, whatever. Stop worrying. You cannot change anything by worrying. All right, number 3, believe that good things are coming. In this business, you may have heard of a thing called a belief triangle. And if you haven't, let me explain it really quick. Imagine a triangle. You can go ahead and draw it in your notes. If you want, this might help you. On the top point, write belief. On the lower right point, write action. And then on the lower left point, write results. Now here's how it works. Belief leads to your action, or in some cases your inaction, which leads to results. So in our current situation, you may believe that we have no products to offer. So what do? Nothing. That's inaction. And what is the result? You have no parties, no orders, and now your belief is reinforced. So now imagine it the other way. You believe that even though our product availability is uncertain, there are still lots of great products available and our shipping times are fantastic. So you excitedly take action and reach out to customers, gathering orders and booking parties. The result is that your calendar is filling up, and that in turn reinforces your belief. Truthfully, you can start anywhere on the triangle. Maybe you get a nice order or a booking that builds your positive belief, or maybe you just start doing the action, which leads to results and then reinforces that positive belief. So how do you do this? How do you get this belief? I think affirmations. Daily writing affirmation rewires your brains, much the same way that gratitude does. The affirmations you should be things that you struggle believing, things that you want to be true. Write them down as if they've already happened or are already true. When I struggled in an area, I wrote down every day that I am a good leader and people love to do parties with me. I was in a rut, and over time I began to believe it. So guess what? I am a good leader, and I do have abundant bookings in my business. Things you can write down are, I am a good mom, I'm a good wife, I'm a good dad, I'm a good husband, I have self-discipline. This is the one that people struggle with. They can be even habits that you want to create, like I journal my food every meal. I exercise 30 minutes a day. The possibilities are endless, but try to stick to 10 a day and write down the same 10 every day. Have a mix of business and personal. You will be amazed at the things that you accomplish when you put this into practice. So what do you stop doing? Stop being Chicken Little. The world is not going to end. The sky is not falling, and you get to choose if you are happy or not. All right, the fourth thing that I do that helps me to remain positive when I hit struggles is that I reframe my perspective. So one year, long ago, I've been in this business 23 years, so this was long ago, at a leadership conference, we had a speaker came in, and she stopped in the middle of her talk, and she would yell, freeze frame or reframe or something like that throughout her talk. I can't remember her name. Her husband's name was Sue because she went on a bit about that. But her talk stuck with me. When you look at a situation, you have the option to look at it two ways. It can be a disaster or it can be your saving grace. I have example after example of this in real life, but let's go ahead and talk about our current situation. We have inventory challenges. There is uncertainty in what is available at any given moment. And this is completely new territory for us. I've seen a lot of angry posts. I hear people say they're tired. Yep. Let's acknowledge that it's frustrating. We have frustrated hosts and angry customers. Okay, that's enough. Time to reframe. No back orders. Hallelujah. When somebody places an order, they're going to get it in a timely manner. That one was easy. Let's do some that aren't so easy. Opportunity. This provides an opportunity for us to really build relationships. What? An opportunity in this mess? Here's how it works. Now you can work with your host and your customers personally to ensure that they have a great experience. Why do I say this? Because when you put an item in a guest cart, it's protected. If you can see it, it's protected. I'm having my customers call me so I can start their carts. We are talking. Guess what talking leads to? Relationships. What does relationship lead to? It leads to bookings and to recruiting. That's a win in this business. You also have the opportunity to be a hero. Keep track of your guest wish list items and start a cart when you see it back in stock. Then you call them and close the deal. What I have is I have a party. That's my wish list party. Every time somebody tells me, Jennifer, I want a pizza stone, I say, okay. They send me all of their information. I create a cart for them. And then every couple of days, I go in and check and see if that pizza stone is available. We might get a win. Who knows? The guests are in, but anyway, that's a customer service win. I went off script. Sorry. That's a customer service win. Without reframing and seeing the opportunity instead of the obstacle, I would be completely missing out on that. So how do you do this? This is probably the most difficult thing in this whole idea of remaining positive. So you need to practice. Always ask, what's the good in this? There is always good. I have had many horrible things happen to me. Things that you would think would put me in a bed for the rest of my life. And I've had that happen to my loved ones. But there is always good to be found, okay? It doesn't eliminate the struggle. It just means you're looking at this in a different light. So what do you stop doing? Stop seeing an obstacle as an obstacle. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for growth, for change, and it's an opportunity to try something new. And don't miss the beauty in the detour. Yesterday, I was driving to a restaurant and I had to take a detour. And when I took the detour, I got to see these things that I had no idea existed. And it was so fun. And I discovered 2 new trailheads where we could hike and a new thing that we could take our families to just because I had to do this detour. So don't miss the beauty in the detour. So there's so much information around about creating a positive and abundant life. You have to have first the desire to change. You have to desire to be happy. And being happy and being living that abundant life, it doesn't mean that you are exempt from frustrations. It just means that you can overcome them. But you have to seek it to find it. And then you have to practice it again and again and again. And that's all. That's not all, but that's all I have for you guys today.